Would you believe the copy of this movie that my nan had when I was growing up was on VHS? Even youngsters like myself know how old those buggers are. But anyway, the point is I liked this movie once upon a time. Must have been a real stupid kid, because until I rewatched it, I couldn't remember why. And I still don't know why. It was painful to sit through. It's nowhere near as good as The King of Thieves, which we also had on VHS. But because I've reviewed the first one, I might as well keep going in this trilogy. As soon as the first millisecond passed of this film, I realised that stupid me wasn't very good at picking out crappy animation. This film looks terrible in comparison to the original. This, kids, is what gets produced when the lonely 2D animation department is given their first original material in months. Both sequels suffered a considerable downgrade in animation, but at least The King of Thieves looked like the animators were trying. The scriptwriters must have also been desperate for something new to do. The dialogue so far is utter rubbish. It kind of reminds me of Peppa Pig in how the narrator says something and then the main character instantly says the same thing.
This night has been quite rewarding.
We have never stolen so much. We have gathered much loot tonight.
Good for you, buddy. That's an achievement, considering you got George Constanza for a leader. And although here he's going by the name Abbas Mal and has the most hideous hat on the planet, even the opening theme of Arabian Nights didn't make me feel as excited as the first movie. As a musician, the lyrics felt a bit off from the rest of the music in terms of timing.
To a place where incredible feats are routine every hour or so. Where enchantment runs rampant, yes, wild in the streets. Open sesame. Here we go!
Plus, we have to put up with this stupid, annoying slapstick from Abu and Aladdin as they steal back whatever Abbas Mal took.
My friends call me Al. You can call me Aladdin.
That is not a great introductory line to say to a new enemy. I mean, come on, I'm not expecting Aladdin to pull out a gun and start shooting everybody in that cave, but come on, man. You can do better than that lame phrase. So while Aladdin flies rather enthusiastically back to Agrabah, we discover that Iago somehow managed to dig himself out of Jafar's lamp through some sand that keeps breaking the laws of physics. That lamp would have been sinking each time he hopped, and yet it sounds like he's landing on the concrete. I did enjoy this scene a bit though. Jafar isn't so scary when he's a little lamp bouncing up and down like a 5-year-old.
Do as I say, you worthless...
But then Iago starts to sing, rather off-key as well.
That's it. I've had it. I hate to be dramatic, but it's time for me to fly the cool.
Get used to this, folks. It's all throughout the movie. I mean, Gilbert Gottfried isn't the worst singer I've ever heard, but why give him 2 songs? And all he does is sing about how he's too good for this place and gets pelted with a watermelon. Turns out humans don't like animals that are as smart as them.
Don't mess with my smartest people!
Plus, did we really need to add in the pointless can-can line with these pigeons? It just looks dumb. Aladdin then flies over the city and starts throwing his loot to the poor people of Agrabah. All this segment showed me is that somehow Abu has become even greedier than he was at the first film, and Raja enjoys messing with people who think she's going to eat their face.
Jasmine.
Where were you? I missed you.
Where were you, Jasmine? You look terrible. This animation style leads to some really, really interesting faces. I might even do a count of them later on.
I'm not in trouble.
Of course not. You defeated Jafar, saved Agrabah, and rescued a princess.
Sure, but you also lied to a sultan and his daughter. Should we really classify him as a hero? That'd be like if I punched a teacher and then magically saved the school from an asteroid or something. Plus, Aladdin also feels the need to dress in this ensemble while going for a stroll. How about you wear something that doesn't say, "Hey, come rob me"? Also, not only why is he wearing his fez under that hat, but how is it staying on his head? I think my brain's already been fried by this movie. And while they're out on their stroll around the slums, Iago magically appears, and before Aladdin can pull all his feathers off, of course they happen to bump into those thieves from before. And just saying, if I took a shot for every piece of slapstick in this movie, I think I'd be in liver failure by now. Abbas Mal was already an annoying character, but no, there's no but. He's annoying. I keep expecting him to whip out a fake resume and try to get another girlfriend. Jasmine and Aladdin then share a passionate moment in the garden, though Abu in this situation is definitely me. Where's my bucket at?
He's big! He's blue!
He's Homer! Wait, seriously? You guys got Homer Simpson to come play the genie? Fine. Dan tries extremely hard to be like Robin Williams, but it just comes off as awkward in the majority of places. Plus, he even gets to sing a pointless, cliche-filled, probably racist friendship song with a trio proclaiming their friendship to some clouds. I don't understand the choice of that stance. It also magically got dark in 3 minutes. Even in winter, the sun wouldn't disappear that fast. Meanwhile, Abbas Mal and his band of hooligans are scavenging for water, and of course he picked the well Jafar was in. But I gotta say, Jonathan Freeman definitely has one of the best evil laughs of all time. However, even though he looked absolutely terrifying in the first movie, in this, he's, well, just a red spirit. Not Satan. Some of his stances make him look more like a sassy teenager than a genie. Girl, that dress with those shoes, ugh. And this proves my point that all cartoon characters wear stupidly coloured knickers. Now, I am right in that the Sultan had met the genie before this dinner, correct? His stunts aren't exactly worthy of this reaction. I mean, I was a good cook in home ec back in the day, but I never got cheered for not slicing my hand off. So the Sultan tells Aladdin that he's chosen him to become his royal vizier to replace Jafar. Aladdin also tries to come up with an excuse for Iago crashing the dinner party, but he is clearly rubbish at this sort of skill.
He's here?
He wasn't a good liar in the first movie either. He only told one, maybe two. I think this whole scene would have gone down better had he said to Jasmine earlier, "By the way, that bird reappeared, let's get him." Now kids, it's time to break out those earplugs because we are treated to yet another musical number from our favourite bird. At first I didn't like this song, but it grew on me with Iago constantly reminding us how love really is revolt. As someone who despises any sort of sappy romantic interactions, this gets my tick of approval. Jasmine also has the biggest stride I have ever seen. Look! She jumps down those stairs 4 at a time. Maybe those pants of her have super stretching powers of some rubbish. And hey, now they're acting like teenagers. Who'd have guessed that they'd get back together within the span of a song? Who'd have also guessed that Aladdin magically changed his whole outfit within 30 seconds? How? He was wearing his prince getup a minute ago.
I'm sorry, Jasmine.
And that, kids, is code for let's avoid the question and kiss instead. Also, Jasmine was trying to smother Iago 5 seconds ago, so how come now she's tickling him with affection? I'm so confused! While our lovebirds are prancing around the garden, Abbas Mal has ninja'd his way into the palace of Jafar's lamp, who then spends a while harassing Iago. Sure, you've got genie powers, whoop-de-dee-doo, but could you stop changing forms every 5 seconds? Iago is bullied into helping Jafar carry out his plan of destroying Aladdin, which involves a confrontation with the genie and the Sultan going for a swing. And while on the topic of the genie, I really do not like this incarnation of him, and I don't understand why he's considered inferior to Jafar. He's been a genie for at least 10,000 years, so why wouldn't he have more experience? Don't all genies have the same level of power? I'm so confused! The Sultan also has some bizarre changes in mood. First he's cross at Aladdin, then he's acting all happy, bursts into little girl-like giggles and then goes back to sulking. Jafar's plan is rather effective at capturing people, surprisingly. Had Iago not done a heel-face turn and helped to free the genie, Aladdin would have been giving Marie Antoinette a run for her money with his execution. Hang on. The Sultan had his hat taken off him. How does he have it back? I'm seriously confused! This movie is really starting to break me. So Jafar gets crossed and starts firing yet more lasers, causing part of the palace to collapse and the ground to open up into a lava pit. Still not as good as the Cave of Wonders. This would have looked amazing if they just put more effort into the animation. And just saying, there is no way Abbas Mal fell off that balcony to land in this very conveniently placed tree.
Carpet, no!
Yeah, you're definitely getting splinters from that. And now it's time for another segment of Impossible Cartoon Science. Lesson 1. The structure of the freaking Earth. You see, kids, for this scene in Return of Jafar to be scientifically accurate, Agrabah has to be either thousands of kilometers below sea level, or Jafar managed to open a hole deep enough to bury through the crust into the mantle. But judging by the fact that Aladdin scaled the side of the hole within 10 seconds proves definitely that this is all a load of crap. Thanks for watching.
Hey, Jafar! Shut up!
Because it's a Disney movie, we can't allow Iago to say anything more coarse. And because this is a Disney straight-to-DVD sequel, we kill off our villain in the most underwhelming reveal ever. I'm serious, I'm sure this was my favourite part as a kid, but the whole thing lasts less than a minute. Really exciting stuff there, guys. You could have had a great Disney villain death if you just put more effort into the animation.
I'm going to see the world too.
Yeah, but before you do that, you're gonna get married. There is so much wrong with this film that it's insane. The plot isn't exciting. The characters aren't developed in the slightest, apart from Iago. The animation looks like a 5-year-old was in charge of development. And although I enjoyed the songs, they're nowhere near as good as the first film. Plus, for future advice, do not let Gilbert Gottfried sing. I'm sorry, dude, but this is for my safety and for yours.